Blockchain developers are in high demand now, and people are making a lot of money through this field. It is one of the most innovative fields I've ever come across, and it's evolving every single day. In this particular video, I'll be talking about what blockchain development is, how I learned blockchain development in under 30 days, and how you can too. So let's start with what exactly is blockchain development. Blockchain can be considered a way to store your data. It is a ledger where you have multiple transactions. You might have heard of blockchain as the technology behind cryptocurrencies and NFTs. Now there's new innovation in blockchain technology every single day. That's why you see so many new blockchains being developed like Ethereum, Solana, Cardano, and so on. All of these work on similar principles but are completely different if you start looking into them in depth. Blockchain technology relies on a decentralized method to store your data. What this means is, say for example, you're watching this particular video. Have you ever wondered where this video is actually stored on the internet? It might be stored on one of Google's servers, and your web browser, maybe Google Chrome, Internet Explorer, or even your YouTube app will be requesting Google servers for it. After this, those servers provide this video to you so that you can view it. But then there's a small problem with this method. What if Google one day goes down or there's some attack on Google servers? In that case, all of my personal videos can also get deleted. Other than this, YouTube has the sole right to take down or remove any of the videos they want, as it is stored on their servers. This causes a lot of problems for freedom of speech, and they might take down videos just because a certain part of the society might not agree with the views. Now of course I can go on and on with the problems of such a centralized method of storing data, but there are pros to it as well. There are some good things with it as well. Things like you do not get glitches, the security is entirely maintained by Google, and all of those things are there as well. But then people wanted a decentralized method. That's why they came out with the blockchain technology and made sure it relied on a decentralized approach so that no one can take it down or stop it. That's why there's a huge demand for blockchain developers in the market, and you can see a lot of big companies opening up slots for blockchain developers on their teams. So now that you've gotten interested in learning about this technology, just like I was when I heard about it, let's see how I actually started with the whole journey and where did I start from, so that you can do the same. But before I begin, let me first give you a background of what I was doing before diving into blockchain development. So I started out as a web and a mobile app developer. During my initial days, I wanted to build a website for a project that I was working on, and it was called Guest in Me. Now currently Guest in Me is closed down, but it was a platform where people could book entries to various clubs, bars, and also book tables over there. Not a lot of people know this, but I was pretty close to the nightlife industry in my city of Mumbai. Now I still am, but through this I saw a gap in the market that no one was exploring, and that was the nightlife and events industry. So just like any other engineer, I started figuring out solutions to this problem and started learning web and mobile app development in order to scale it. I first learned Django for the web development part, as I was already familiar with Python, and Django works very well with Python. Now if you don't know, Django is a framework for web development. Now as for mobile app development, I first started off by learning native Android and iOS development. But then I soon realized that going with a cross-platform framework like Flutter, which would essentially help me develop both Android as well as iOS app with one code base, was going to be easier and faster for me. So after that I went ahead and developed the app for it by using Flutter. Now the app is available on both Android and iOS, so you can go check it out. But the point here being, I had experience in a lot of development frameworks before I actually got into blockchain development. The first time I even heard about blockchain was in a hackathon. A hackathon is nothing but a competition where you code and build applications in a very short amount of time, like 24 to 48 hours. If you've ever participated in a hackathon, then do let me know in the comment section below. There are various categories like AI/ML, web apps, mobile apps, IoT, but there was a new category that I hadn't heard about before, and that was blockchain development. Now if you want to know more about hackathons and my journey through it, then you can press the I button in order to see it. But soon after the hackathon ended, I started to research about it and started focusing on blockchain development seriously. Now I've already made a video on how to be a blockchain developer and the entire roadmap for it, so you can go check it out, and also check out the different programming languages and frameworks you'd have to learn in order to become one. But here I'll tell you more about my journey so that you can actually learn from it, from my experiences of pursuing all of these things. So I first started learning about the Solidity programming language. 2 to 3 years back, there weren't a lot of resources in order to learn Solidity, but right now even on YouTube you'll find a ton of videos. I'll be coming out with my own Solidity programming course soon on the Student Samaj platform, so stay tuned for it. And if you aren't a part of the Student Samaj community still, then you can check out the pinned comment or the link in the description box below and join the Discord server. Now Solidity can be used for writing and deploying smart contracts on the Ethereum blockchain, but there are a lot of other blockchains that support it too, like Avalanche, Phantom, and so on. All of these are called EVM based blockchains. Now learning the basics of Solidity programming language surprisingly took me only around 3 to 4 days to master it, and I was able to learn it. But I wanted to build something rather than just learning the concepts. So after that I started to learn about making dApps on blockchain. Now dApps, or decentralized applications, are just normal web or mobile applications that are built using blockchain technology. In order to build such apps, you would first need to learn a front-end framework, which is the thing that the user sees and interacts with. After this, you'd have to learn the back-end framework, which here will be a smart contract that you would have built using Solidity or any other programming language and deployed on the blockchain. For the front-end framework, you can go with something like React.js if you're developing a web app, or Flutter if you're going with the mobile app. Either way, your front end would be covered by this. I'd already learned both of these things while learning web and mobile app development, so I was quite comfortable with this. I then started to learn Truffle. Now Truffle Suite helps you in developing your smart contracts and even debugging them. It helped me a lot because before this, all of my smart contracts were being written on the Remix IDE, which if you've used is not the best platform for large projects. So with the Truffle Suite, I also learned Ganache, which is used for debugging your smart contracts and seeing if they are working as they should be. It becomes extremely important to check all possible vulnerabilities before you deploy a smart contract, and Ganache will help you with the same. It creates a separate local blockchain on your computer and gives you around 100 wallets in order to test your smart contracts out. To learn the Truffle Suite, it took me close to a week. Now after this comes learning about the Web3 package. Web3 is basically used to connect your front-end framework with the smart contract that you've built. For this I actually took a lot of time, especially because I was stuck with a lot of doubts, and back then there weren't a lot of resources to learn it from. I think it took me around 8 to 9 days in order to get through with it, but trust me, it's not that hard. I only took this long because I was stuck on some easy to solve problems, but I wasn't able to find the answers to it. So all in all, it took me somewhere under a month in order to learn everything, but the benefits of it were plenty. So if you're interested in knowing more about how to become a blockchain developer, then you can check this particular video out that I've made on it.